All right, so moving on to the final segment, I'll be sharing my thoughts on Jalen Hurts signing his new NFL contract. So the news broke out this morning that the Philadelphia Eagles and Jalen Hurts have come to terms on a new contract extension. It's a 5-year extension worth $255 million, which makes Jalen Hurts the highest paid NFL player in NFL history. He gets $179.304 million guaranteed, and it has a no trade clause in his new NFL contract. So there's some good news and there's some bad news to the new Jalen Hurts contract extension. So let's start off with the good news. Good news is the Philadelphia Eagles have finally locked in to have Jalen Hurts as their franchise quarterback. It's really well deserved. He deserves this contract. His story getting into the NFL has truly been incredible. During his collegiate days with Alabama, helped the Alabama team get all the way to the national championship years ago against Georgia, and he was benched at halftime and by Tua Tagovailoa, and Tua Tagovailoa went on to help the Alabama Crimson Tide win that championship that year. Fast forward, Jalen Hurts goes into the transfer portal, puts together his best collegiate season, I should say, at Oklahoma with Lincoln Riley. He slips in the NFL draft to the second round, drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles. It took some time for him to take the starting job from Carson Wentz. Fast forward, and he's became a dynamite player at the quarterback position. He definitely deserves this contract. He's definitely had the NFL ride so far, and his story has been truly remarkable, and he deserves this moment. He deserves this big NFL contract. This past NFL season, he finished second overall in MVP voting behind the baby goat Patrick Mahomes. He won 2 playoff games, helped the Philadelphia Eagles win the NFC Championship, and was just a possession away from helping the Philadelphia Eagles win the Super Bowl this past NFL season. And he even outplayed Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, if we want to talk about it as well. So definitely deserves this contract. Here's the bad news. The bad news is going to hit a lot of different areas. So let's start off with the bad news for the Philadelphia Eagles. It's going to be hard after this contract to keep players around for the sake of the future. They already lost their offensive and defensive coordinator this NFL offseason. They lost Marcus Epps. They lost Chauncey Gardner Jr. They lost Miles Sanders. They lost T.J. Edwards, and they lost Javon Hargrave. So it's definitely been a hard and off season for the Philadelphia Eagles. They have been able to keep some veteran guys like Jason Kelsey, Lane Johnson, and Darius Slayton. But it's going to be hard to keep these guys and to keep this talent in Philadelphia when you're giving Jalen Hurts this big, massive contract now that he is the highest paid player in NFL history. Bad news for Baltimore Ravens fans out there watching and listening. There's no way after this Jalen Hurts deal that was inked that there's no way that they're gonna match Lamar Jackson. The Baltimore Ravens are gonna match this deal for Lamar Jackson. There's no way he's getting something higher than what Jalen Hurts got today. He has not had to play, and neither does he deserve the money that Jalen Hurts is getting. He has not had the playoff success that Jalen Hurts had. He's only won 1 playoff game compared to Jalen Hurts 2. Jalen Hurts has won the conference championship. Lamar Jackson has not, and has not yet made a conference championship appearance. And he does not deserve a similar deal as well because he's never played in the Super Bowl as well. So definitely bad news for Baltimore Ravens fans. If you think Lamar Jackson is coming back on a franchise tag after Jalen Hurts just got that big contract, think again. And it's just going to be bad unless you give him what he wants, which I don't see happening. Bad news for the entire NFL, all 32 franchises. The quarterback market is officially broken at this point. It was broken last year when Deshaun Watson got a $230 million contract for no reason whatsoever. The Cleveland Browns were so desperate to move off for Baker Mayfield, and it backfired on the rest of the league. All 31 other franchises are suffering the wrath of that Deshaun Watson deal as we speak. At this point, down the line, we're going to see quarterbacks ask for $80 to $100 million per year on new quarterback contract deals. It'll be hard to have a balanced team around your franchise quarterback because you're going to be paying every penny that you can to your franchise quarterback. How is this possible? How are you going to have a successful team when you have to give out everything you got to your quarterback? How are you going to afford the rest of the team? How are you going to afford to have wide receivers and skill position players around the quarterback? How are you going to build a defense around your franchise quarterback? Teams are going to be suffering through this for a long time. In a hard-driven salary cap league. I do believe it's going to get to the point where some franchises are just going to keep moving off of quarterbacks every 5 years. They draft one in the first round. Let them. Some teams are just going to get so desperate because the quarterback market is going to get so expensive. They're just going to bring a quarterback in for 5 years. Once their rookie deal is done, they're going to go in and draft another quarterback. It's just going to be a cheaper way to win football to have a quarterback on a rookie contract where you can bring in other players to help ascend teams to the next level. So definitely bad news for Baltimore Ravens fans, bad news for the Philadelphia Eagles down the line, and bad news for the rest of the NFL franchises moving forward because the quarterback market is officially broken. But that is all the time I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. This is your host, Thomas Tyree, signing off. And I'll see you guys on next week's episode.